elders and members of our party from Ondo State. Mr. Chairman, this is Ondo State before us. From my record, Ondo State chapter of our party is one of the most peaceful and productive state chapters. This meeting has been scheduled in part of our activities for the gubernatorial primaries and elections. We invited 78 leaders from Ondo. We made sure that everybody that is important, that is stakeholder, was invited. The state chapter at all levels congresses were conducted 4 years ago, 2020, which brought in the current executives, including ward, local government, and state. The ward congresses were conducted on the 7th of March, 2020, and the local government on the 21st of March, 2020, and the state was on the 4th of August, 2020. So by 7th of March and 21st of March, the local government and the ward will be up of their tenure. 3 issues or 4 issues will come to the fore in this meeting. One will be the zoning of gubernatorial candidates. 2 will be consensus of candidates. And then 3, mode of primaries. We have a lot of experience from Edo, and we believe that experience will carry us to Ondo. These 3 important items are what can be decided here today. Maybe the tenure of the local government and the ward can also be decided here with our stakeholders. Otherwise, Mr. Chairman, this is Ondo, and I pray we have fruitful deliberations. Thank you very much.
The National Secretary and members of National Working Committee, members of the Board of Trustees, and the chairman of the State Chairman's Forum, who has just walked in, our stakeholders from Ondo, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. This meeting, like the NOS has enumerated, is part of the fulfillment of the process of the primaries that is before us. And we invited you here so that we will have an interactive session. 3 important items is being mentioned by the NOS. So during this interaction, we'll discuss the possibilities of how we will achieve these 3 important items. While we invite you to express and talk freely and sincerely, I want to enjoin all members that when you are asked to say your views, please, we should talk with caution at the critical thing that is before us, which is the primaries and eventually the election coming up. I want to also reiterate that there is going to be one candidate. And I know there are so many contestants that are interested in this seat. But it's only going to be one candidate that is going to emerge eventually. So while we are going ahead to do this thing, I want us to act with a lot of caution.
Olusegun Mimiko. Welcome, sirs.
Congratulations once again. Before you came in, we've had just introduction, 3 or so points to discuss in this meeting, which is the mode of the primaries, if possible, if it is possible to have a consensus, and also zoning where possible. I'm just reiterating that this meeting is going to be like an interactive session. Want to know their opinion, as well as also to advise us, and also, if possible, to achieve these 3 key important things. And I also emphasize that what is before us is very, very important. I was just emphasizing before you came. I heard that there are going to be so many candidates, and at the end of the day, only one candidate will emerge. And this one candidate that will emerge will be very, very important to us to even go ahead and and take him to the Gamma House. So while we are making this contribution during the interactive session, I want us to be cautious and watch our words, so that at the end of the day, we will achieve the purpose for which we are here today. Before I close also, since you have just come in, I will give you the opportunity also to say a few words before we send back the microphone to the stakeholders, so that we'll have this interaction and round it up. So I will hand over the microphone to His Excellency, who is also from the same zone, and who we want to also to use to help us achieve this consensus where possible, if not also help in making these primaries hitch-free and free and fair as possible, so that we'll all go ahead and win this election. Thank you. Before I come back. Yes.
This is Mr. Chairman, the National Chairman of our party, Excellencies present, my people from Ondo State. Let me apologize for coming here late. This is a family meeting. Election, the governorship election is upon us in Ondo State. It's going to be this year. I was with you in the trenches 4 years ago. We tried our best. Lessons to be learned from that exercise. Actually, you learn more when you fail than when you succeed. So we've learned bitter lessons, and I won't want the press, to be here when I talk. When I talk with our people, but for the benefit of everybody, elections in Ondo State, the governorship election, is not going to be handed over to anybody. It will be a fight. As PDP, we will fight. If in the past, 4 years ago, we had that division within us that allowed the seats to slip away from us, at this time, we are united, and we will stay united all the way to the election. So this is the time for us to pull together. We may actually disagree on few things, but from our own situation in Ondo State, yes, we had disagreement, but we're solving our problems even as we speak. And we're not solving it outside. We're solving it right inside the government house. So if you disagree, it's normal. But let us win the government house, and then all the areas of disagreement, we'll keep addressing it. We can only share success. Failure is difficult to share. So by God's grace, we shall be successful in the forthcoming governorship election in Ondo State. Thank you, and God bless you.
PDP.
Consensus and consensus. What is the outcome of the meeting?
Well, let me tell you the background of the meeting. The meeting, principally, as he said, is a stakeholders meeting of Ondo State, preparatory to the November governorship elections. And we recognize that there's need for us to come together as one. And basically, the issues that you referenced were discussed. Because conversation is ongoing when it comes to the issue of consensus. What was paramount in our own deliberation is the fact that the PDP is a democratic party that respects its constitution. And we agree that we will, in every action that we take, going forward in this process, that the constitution will be our guide. But more importantly, beyond we talk about unity in the party. Because without unity, whether you zone, you don't zone, whether consensus, without consensus, you don't go anywhere. So we have majorly on unity, and we recognize the fact that conversation will continue, and the governor of Ondo State had shown commitment to be part of that process, and so we expect to have several other meetings going forward, smaller meetings, larger meetings, so that as we go into this process, the one thing that was clear that the NWC confirmed to every member from Ondo State is that there will be free, fair, transparent process leading to whoever becomes the candidate of the party for the election.
MPS, it's good to talk about your party constitution in this process.
Yes.
Does your party constitution support zoning? And if it does, where is Ondo State to be zoned to?
Well, I have said to you this is a continuing conversation. The constitution is very clear. We know our constitution. We will abide by the rules in the constitution and will be guided by the need for fairness, equity, and the need, of course, particularly Ondo State is going through so much problem with the APC, which is just a replica of what's going on in Nigeria. So we are going to work as a party to ensure that whatever decision we take, whatever action we take, will be consistent, one, with the constitution, secondly, more importantly, with the interest of the Ondo State people who have gone through so much under the APC in the last 8.5 years.
So you don't know whether the party supports zoning, the constitution supports zoning or not?
I mean, our party is very resolute in the provision of its constitution, and we will abide by that.